Today we'll learn how to balance chemical equations. For example, this is the chemical reaction of methane with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. If you pay attention to the chemical reaction, you can see that there are 4 atoms of hydrogen in methane. But on the right side, there is just 1 atom in water. That means that the law of mass conservation is not fulfilled in this chemical equation. In order to fix this, we are going to write some letters before the molecules. And those letters are numbers in disguise that we are going to need. First of all, we will implement an atom balance. We count the atoms at each side of the chemical equation, and then we equalize them. So carbon. Carbon is in methane and in carbon dioxide. There is just 1 atom in each of these molecules. So we multiply A times 1 for methane, and that number should be equal to C times 1 for carbon dioxide. Now, hydrogen. There are 4 atoms of hydrogen in methane, multiplied by A times 4, should be equal to, looking to the right side, in water there are 2 atoms of hydrogen. So if we multiply D times 2, that number should be the same, equal to the hydrogen coming from methane. And finally, oxygen. You can find oxygen on the left side. So there is 2 atoms multiplied by B, 2 times B. And this number is going to be the same as, looking to the right side, you can get two sources of oxygen, from carbon dioxide and from water. So if we multiply C times 2 plus 1 times V, that number should be equal to 2 times V. As we can see, there are 4 unknowns, the letters, but just 3 equations. So the system of equations cannot be solved. We can work it out by assigning the value of 1 to one of the unknowns. In this case, we are going to choose the letter A. The unknown A will be the chosen one to take 1 as value. So we can get the other ones, the other unknowns. So, and from the first equation, carbon equation, because we have assigned A equals to 1, we can get C, that is also 1. Now, let's move on to the second equation, hydrogen's equation. So, A is already known. 1 times 4 equals to 2 times D. So D should be number 2. And finally, from the equation of oxygen equation, the third equation, 2 times V equals to 1 times 2 plus 2 times 1. So B should be also the number 2. Now we swap each letter for its value. As you can see in this equation, the chemical equation, there are 1, 2, 1, 2. These are the coefficients. But we don't really need the ones, because the own molecules, the own formula indicates that there is 1 molecule already. So we can remove these ones. And finally, you can get the equation, the balanced equation, that if we count the atoms for each element, we realize that the law of mass conservation is finally obeyed.